we're together when it comes to making parenting choices, and we kind of ironed a lot out before we had kids because we were married for a good decade before we had Milo.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, so we'd known each other for 14 years by the time we had kids, and had watched his brothers have kids, and I did a lot of nannying, ironically for sets of twins, when he was in grad school. So we had sort of had a lot of trial cases before we had our own kids, which made it a little bit easier for us to say, this is the direction we want our family to go. And I think some of it helps that neither one of us tends to get really stressed out about small stuff.
Oh, that's good.
We kind of like...
That must be
really
nice.
nice.
I know,
You
I'm
and
sorry.
Kevin are opposite, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think ultimately we have the same. We agree more than I ever thought we would, frankly, like on ultimate goals for the child's life.
Right. No drugs, preferably college.
You got the big things ironed out.
I hope she can read someday. We're in that together. But yeah, we're totally different in everything. So
Yeah.
Does it balance? Do you find it balances?
it does, yeah.
But it
and we
also
actually work better together than I thought we would, and it's smooth. When she was born, we had this basement remodeling project that lasted for 2.5 years, in which he was in the basement for 2.5 years, and I was with an infant, and then a toddler, and then finally it was done, and he'll be so mad if he ever watches this that I'm talking about it. But I always say, it is nice. We're lucky we're still married.
Oh, yeah. We went through a bathroom project like that, no kids. And
Yeah. That was
So-
the biggest fight we ever had, is where to place the toilet. I kid you not.
No, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do all right. It seems like if I'm furious, he's not. It's kind of opposite. But she can make us both really just crazy at the same time, and you're just like, all three of us are screaming. Like, this is not healthy. This is crazy.
Isn't it crazy how a
and one of
small
us is like
person-
this big, and
yeah.
one of us is older than the other one and heading towards middle age, both of us, and we're just totally irrational right now. But
It's amazing how the things that the kids do and their behavior could bring this out, and you find yourself, like you said, kind of an out-of-body experience. You see yourself acting like a crazy person because a tiny person has erupted something inside of you, and you're like trying to save yourself from yourself.
Right.
And the
You're trying to
apology.
save everyone from yourself.
That's because the tiny person is completely irrational. There's like no...
they
there's-
like bring you down to their level.
They have, like, I don't know, they have death weapons or something because they just kind of strike you where you're most vulnerable
Button pushers.
without even knowing, They're
Yeah.
just like, wham, and you're like, oh
No,
my
they
God.
know.
Like, it doesn't really
know.
bother me to argue with Kevin in front of her. I don't know, my parents have been together almost 40 years. They still live in the same house I grew up in. Like, there are plenty of fights. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're together, though. So it doesn't really bother me to argue, but then someone will be like, Daddy is so mean. I'm like, oh no, this is not. No, Daddy is not mean. We're not trying to turn you against your daddy.
Don't